Purgatory and glass and paper. Scene.
You look lost. You have been here before, haven't you? With Dr. Hickey, I believe. Who are you? And where is Dr. Hickey? Did you give up trying to unlock me? Who I am is not relevant, John. All of us here are working to help you progress, to help you process the trauma in a different way. You want to reprogram me, just like everyone else. To make me forget what happened. When you see what I've seen, you cannot unsee it. Go on, John. This is good progress. What do you want from me, Doc? You've already made your mind up about me, haven't you? You're just like everyone else. We are not here to judge. We are here to help you, to reduce the emotional charge that sustains the trauma. Think of it as a form of trauma processing. What do you know about trauma? Were you there? I didn't see you. When you see what I saw. It says you attended a call at a hotel, took 2 children into protective custody and their mother to St. Thomas Hospital, where the mother then attempted to harm her baby. To harm? She tried to kill them. She was possessed. Give me a note. This is bullshit. I told you what happened. Why is it not written down here? Have you spoken to Dr. Hickey? I understand that you're upset, John, but these are the notes that I have. Would you consider a brief pause? Take a sip, John, if you like, if you think it would help. Take a deep breath and count to 10. That's good, John. Now tell me what really happened on December the 15th, 2025. Go on. In your own words. You want me to tell it again? Like I've already said. Okay, Doc. It was just a routine call. An eye grade at the local hotel in London. You know, I was with a probation officer, so she looked at me as the senior officer to guide her through it, and like I should know what I'm doing. You know, but nothing prepares you for this. There was an eye grade that came out over the airways. We attended a local, I can't even remember what the fucking hotel's called. How long have I been here? That's good. Let it out. And I met the manager and she said there was a lady who was hysterical, refused to leave her room. She was meant to leave the day before. So all they wanted was her to leave. You know, they didn't really know what was going on. They said there was 2 children. They had no idea, you know, their ages or anything. But they did say one was a baby. You know, so, you know, limited information. So we went to the room down this corridor and I knocked on the door. Said I was a police officer and I was there to help. All I could hear was screaming, shouting. The baby was crying, just screams. So I know I needed to gain access. And, you know, and my options were to bash the door down or kind of, you know, try and reason with her. So I was talking had my mouth close to the keyhole, and I was talking to her and trying to reason with her to open the door and tell her that I was here to help. She was screaming and speaking in English, and I think it was Punjabi and other languages that I didn't recognize. But the only thing she kept saying was that she was fearful that I was going to take her babies away from her. So after some time, I think about 5 minutes or so, I managed to persuade her to let me in. So I went in. She's holding her baby, screaming, shouting. Her 2-year-old son was jumping on the bed, and his sister, which was the baby, was screaming. So I tried to calm the mother down, and try and see if I can take the baby, because she was squeezing the baby really hard. My colleague at the time went to check one of the other rooms in the hotel. Go on. And she came back to me and, whispered in my ear that the plug hole and the draining system was all plugged up with cement, and the bathtub was filled up to the top with water. So I knew she was I knew her intention was to probably kill the kids. I say probably because, as a police officer, we have to make a decision based on what we see. And I believed, whether I was right or wrong, I believed that she was going to kill them that day. So it was my decision to, put the kids in the protective custody. It's not a decision any of us want to do, and take their children away from their mum. But it had to be done. It was difficult. A lot happened. It's all foggy. You want me to tell a story that's foggy in my own mind? We called the ambulance. The ambulance arrived. They sedated her because she was hysterical. She was put into the back of the ambulance. The children were put into an ambulance as well. And they were taken to the hospital. And to my knowledge at the time, they were taken to a pediatric ward for the kids, and the mother was separate. The mother was separate. It's difficult because there's not many drivers in the police, which is crazy when you say it. So my colleague wasn't a driver, so I had to drive the police car and I followed the ambulance. I believed that, like I said, that the mother would be in a separate ward. But when I arrived at the hospital, St. Thomas Hospital, I was taking my time, walking through the hospital, thinking about the notes and how I need to write this up and who I need to contact, social support, social services, and kind of all the admin work that comes with it. But I thought everyone was safe. And then I entered a ward where my colleague was. And I was talking to her about the next steps. But before I knew it, the lady ran out of the ward with her baby, and you're squeezing a baby like this. I was terrified. It was my job to keep them safe. And there she was going to kill them. Everything moved fast. There was security around everywhere, and the mother was screaming. and some of the words sounded. This is why I'm here. This is why you think I'm crazy. She sounded like she was a fucking devil or something. She was screaming, shouting in languages I don't understand or anyone else could understand who was there. She was squeezing the baby so hard the baby turned blue. And I had, that's good, let it out. She was going to kill the baby. I ran. I saw the nurse behind her, behind the mother, and she indicated that she had the syringe to sedate her. So I ran up to her as she sedated the mother, and as soon as she sedated the mother, the baby was released, and I had a second to grab the baby before the baby fell. I grabbed the baby, passed her to my colleague, and the way the mother looked at me, I'll never forget. Like I was the evil one. I was the one who saved the children. There is something else. There's something else behind the mum. Some kind of shadow. You think I'm crazy, don't you? John. I am Dr. Hickey. Maybe I am crazy. Hello, John. How are we today?
Take a deep breath. Count to 10.